What if the way we raise and teach children in their earliest years decides everything about their future? Welcome to the d.el.ed podcast. I'm Ruby Kalyan, founder of Tech Radiance and your host. After working closely with 100 plus school principals and top educators across India, one truth is clear. The foundation of a child's future is built far earlier than we realize. This isn't just another education talk, it's a must listen for every parent and teacher. Today, we explore early childhood care and how small choices at home and in classrooms shape a child's confidence, learning, emotions, and long term success. Because when parents and teachers align, we don't just educate children, we build better human beings. Stay till the end. This episode might change how you see early education forever. So, before we move ahead, I would like to introduce Mr. S.K. Singh, who is the founder of the Global Edu-Leader as well as the principal of GD. Welcome, sir. In the panelists, we have Sona ma'am, who is from Salwan Montessori School, Gurugram. Welcome, ma'am. So, before starting this podcast, I just give a brief about what is GEL. So, Global Edu-Leader is a growing global community of educators from brisk nations. We are working together to share ideas, experience, and practice in the education. And we are proud to share that GEL is actively working with government initiative in Brazil. Recently, we have done one conference on 1st and 2nd of October in the Brazil itself. And also, we are UN registered for sustainability focused education project. So, yes, congratulations to all of us. Welcome, sir. And I would like to, just start the, you can say the theme and welcome Sona, ma'am. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. I think very good evening to all Indian viewers and good morning to the Brazil. It is 9:30 morning in the Brazil, and they watch this all podcast very closely. So Global Leader Forum is a journey of connecting head to heart. It's a matter of practices. It's not a policy. So normally during the time of pandemic, what we realize exchange of thoughts, idea, and different perspective in the different context, how it is working. So pandemic was equal for everyone. They had some good experiences and some bad experiences too. So as a good experience, we got opportunity to interact with the all over world because that was a crisis for not us, for all over world. Digital literacy is the, if I say, got boom, and we are connecting to each other, keeping ourselves, I think, at long distance, but at the same time, this global fraternity is more strengthened by joining each other. I must admit this and pass to all my viewers as well as speakers for today. Global Edu-Leader is not owned by me. It is owned by all the educators, all the stakeholders, those who are the family members around the globe. It's not constrained to only India or a state of any India. And I'm sure such practices will bring peace, harmony, and more innovative practices in field of education. This is all about Global Educator family. Of course, there are a lot of good programs which we are coming up. Podcast is one of the example. We did another three international conferences. We have three e-books. So all materials, I think, during the time of conference at IIT Delhi, we'll be inviting more people. I suggest all the speakers on the podcast try to understand and take this journey forward like a family. I again say Global Edu-Leader Forum is not owned by any individual. It is owned by all viewers and speakers, those who are joining this family. Thank you so much, Sona ma'am, being on the screen. I think over to you, Ruby, and thank you so much for connecting all educators, like-minded people, happy-going people on one this platform. Over to
Thank,
you. Thank you.
thank you so much, sir. So, as we know, today topic is early childhood care and education. And in the last series, the same topic we discussed with the panelists. I guess we have done two episodes of the same topic, but and we discussed thoroughly. So today the goal is let's go more practical in place of theory, like what actually happening in the real classroom, or you can say the home stories. So I would like to start with Sona ma'am. So ma'am, let's start with the very common classroom situations.
Many teachers say like this child doesn't sit and doesn't patience or it's keep moving. So in your experience, what is actually happening with such children?
So, thank you so much, first of all, for giving me this opportunity by the Global Education Leaders platform. Just briefly introducing myself, my name is Sona Gurbar, and I've been heading one of the renowned schools in Gurgaon. And I've been relentlessly working for more than 2 decades now. Programs that build strong foundations with updated academic programs. Moving on to the question that you asked, Ruby. Yeah, you said that exactly how things they go in the classroom, especially if we talk about early education. So, to begin with early education, I would say here that the quality early education is the foundation of a child's journey, and every stage of education that follows relies on its success. So here, if I talk about sending a child to a preschool or a play school, it's a kind of small step for a giant exposure in a child's life. And this is the first exercise in which children they are separated from the comfort and secure zone of their parents. Therefore, it has to be a place which is a second home to the child, and the child looks for protection, love, comfort, and a sense of belongingness. So, for that matter, our objective is also to give a strongest possible start to each and every child. And we know that nurturing and educating a child itself is a gigantic responsibility. And as educators, caregivers, and members of society, we have this unique opportunity and responsibility to nurture and shape the minds of these young minds. And as we know, if we talk about National Education Policy 2020 also, so it recognizes the importance of early childhood care and education. And it emphasizes the integration of play-based and activity-based learning in the curriculum for the children 3 to 8 years. So these first 8 years of a child's life, they are truly critical, and they lay the foundation for lifelong well-being and overall growth and development across all the dimensions, be it a physical development or a cognitive development or socio-emotional learning. So it is during this time that the foundations for learning, behavior, and emotional well-being is actually established. And we know that it's important to focus on these first few years, because as during this time a child brain develops at an extraordinary rate. So 85% of the brain development takes place between 0 to 6 years, and for that below the age of 6 it can really pose significant damage to children's cumulative learning. So this is the most important period, as Dr. Maria Montessori, one of the favorite quote of mine, I would quote her: the most important period of life is not the age of university studies, but the first one, the period from birth to the age of 6. So, and as far as classroom is concerned, so as I said, that it is a second home to the child. And these connections, they are not just shaped by any kind of written work or worksheets, but by experiences, that is, movement, language, emotions, relationships, and play. So, what children they see or they hear, they feel, and what they experience in these years, it literally shapes how their brain is wired. So when we focus only on early reading or writing, and if we ignore the emotional safety or curiosity, then it's like, I would say, building a house by painting the walls before strengthening the foundation.
Yeah, that's such an important reminder, ma'am. Yeah, in early years, movement, those creativity, that brain development, major things are happening in those years itself. So,
Yeah.
like, ma'am, there are, many children, even I have seen, even they cry a lot in the, when they see someone, you can say the stranger or not stranger, let's go in that way. They cries when they get the homework. So we oftenly we listen from the parent side that my child cries every day while doing homework. So how, what is the things behind that? it is the children, child is just due to the homework, or he or she is feeling the pressure?
Here, I don't think it's a pressure word because child maybe will not understand pressure here,
Mhm.
because it is very important children to feel that love for learning, to feel that joy. And these early years are when children, they learn how to trust, how to express emotions, how to build relationships. So they learn to basically develop emotional intelligence and other values, even for that matter, kindness, confidence, perseverance. They all begin at forming at this stage. And children, they are natural learners, and they are active, they are eager to learn and respond with interest in new things. And children, they learn best through play. So it's very important to create that interest and to create that wonder, to give a choice to the child in the early years, because they learn best through play. Play is that matters the most for a 5-year-old child, whether they learn through activity or they learn through doing. So, and as far as homework, what you said, in early years, we don't preferably give homework to the children. So, for that matter, I mean, the environment that is created in the classroom, that is very important. Whether they like to run, they jump, they crawl, they balance, they enjoy repetition, they respond spontaneously to rhythm, they talk, they ask and they reason and they answer questions posed to them. So this is how they improve their thinking, their vocabulary, their imagination, speaking and listening skills, all through play. So the kind of love for learning, if we say that they develop, if we infuse the element of joy and the element of play into it. And this is how, if I say the child finds that element of joy is the element of wonder and joy in learning. So when I say choice, it means children, they choose and they decide their goals when they play. For example, I say that the child says, I would like to complete the puzzle, build the tower, or make tea in the dollhouse. And if I talk about wonder here, so this enables them to think and focus. Here again, if I take example, when the child says, the balloon is getting so big, how far into the sky the kite has gone? Where did my handkerchief disappear? Is that magic happening? So this is a sense of wonder which the child gets. And if I talk about joy, children, they enjoy, they're excited, and they're loving what they are doing. It is essentially basically integrating play in everything that the child is doing. Every child is here unique and different. So when we are asking them what they like, is we are understanding their personality. We are giving them a space to explore themselves. This is also one of my favorite quote that I would like to add here. The childhood is not a race to see how quickly a child can read, write, or count. Rather, it is a small window of time to learn and develop at the pace which is right for each individual child. So, this is what I would like to add here. So, yeah.
Very well said, ma'am. So now let's hear from SK sir. Sir, let's take a situation where that one teacher feel that the child is weak. When we speak with the parents, they say like when the child is at home, he or she speaks alone. So like what is here? Like where is
Actually,
the gap? And
actually,
have you seen such cases in your school?
actually, early childhood care and education, that is a sole area to just joy for physical development. And in India, we start teaching students from 1 year, 2 year. Mothers start teaching after 6 months, then year. They are so desperate. But honestly speaking, why up to 8 years? This has been made mandatory. There is no formal teaching. That is called a foundation stage, where you have to allow them to play a lot. You have to allow them to mingle with the students. You have to allow them to fall and rise. So, this term, which is called early childhood care and education, care is more 60%, and education is less. They know once they are leaving home what kind of experience they are having. They are there to find out the friends. So it's not at all. See, now families are very nuclear. child is staying with the mother, father, or maybe grandparents hardly. Still, we remember कि we had lots of friends playing in the garden. We had lots of friends going, without guardians to the place. Now, if the parents go to the walk area or the garden area, they sit and they are too much caring. So their physical and mental development are not as they are expected. So mother teacher has a role of mother, honestly. That's why they are called as a mother teacher. So technically, school at early age is the second home for joy, not for study. And this definition, heads of the school, they have to make sure there is nothing called curriculum for early child, especially below 6. So once their foundation is strong, you can take them journey, because at the foundation is this all your rectification is called a memorization. If child know table of 20, does he understand anything? So this is what I mean to say. There is nothing which can make the child sad at the early stage. All curriculum which is being designed with the team building, with the grass motor skill, maybe the fine motor skills, and how they react to the situation. A mother teacher role is a kind of ring master. बांसुरी वाला एक कहानी थी कि वो सारे चूहे ऑटोमेटिक पीछे चले गए. So that is role of the teacher, pampering them, making them laugh. No, Baba, no curriculum required. And trust me, this LKG, UKG, 1 and 2, tell me who can make the scientist at the one level. 3 stages are there, once up to 11 years and then go for after 14 years. So after 14 years things gets clear. Before that, preparatory and foundation stage. So I should recommend, need not to worry about the curriculum, worried about the happiness of the child.
Sir, as a principal, like you guys know about this, you are aware about early childhood care and education, about new education policies, you are keeping yourself updated. But what about the parents? There are, many parents who are more keen, who want that their children
I'll,
should be very focused on academy. Have you seen such parents
I'll,
also?
I'll, I'll tell you, I'll tell you. You are a very young parent, so you're asking this question purposely, I can understand. Once child is young, connect of the mother and father is very high. Okay. So they are more worried. Honestly, they have to understand this. If you keep hand holding all the time, how child gets independent, how childs make another friend in the school, how child act and react to the situation. So as a young parent, this is called a very essential education. जैसे शादी के लिए ट्रेनिंग होनी चाहिए, वैसे बच्चों को एजुकेशन जाने से पहले की ट्रेनिंग पेरेंट्स को होनी चाहिए. And now parents are smart and they started understanding कि you want to see the child happy once he or she is coming home. जो पेरेंट्स का ऑब्जेक्टिव है वो ये है कि मेरा बच्चा हंसते हुए घर आना चाहिए. Then I consider this school is a good school. So this is changing, but still we always expect the way we were taught, the way we were handled by our own teachers. कि जो टीचर्स डंडे के जोर पे, आज तो डंडे के जोर पे एक बच्चा मतलब क्लास में नहीं बैठेगा. और सरप्राइजिंग थिंग, यूकेजी और फर्स्ट के बच्चे बोलते हैं corporal punishment is not allowed in the school. Even they tell to the parents also. So this is the biggest thing which we all have to adopt. I think Rakhi is on the screen. She can elaborate better.
As a young child, when the child goes to the school, I think the first thing the child should learn is to find learning in each and everything. So, in the pre primary school, the most important quality which a teacher must have is the storytelling and ability to raise a child in a way that he is curious to know each and everything. So this is not a age of giving concepts, but it is a age when we are making a child understand that there is a learning behind everything and it is joyful. So basically, teaching at this level is activity based. And as far as parents are concerned, I think they are partner to the education. So we
Yes.
have to make sure that the parents should understand that they have to respect teachers and schools as they respect doctors and lawyers for their work. So I don't think so. As a school, we really need to take their opinions. Rather, we need to have lots of parent orientations and sessions or parents counseling sessions where we have to tell them how they have to partner us while at home, when the child is at home. How they can continue the growth process, and they have to adopt the ideology and the policies and the strategies which school is following. Instead of we understand what they want from us, they have to understand that we are the expert and how they should contribute in the journey. And I really liked Sona ma'am's input when she was telling about how scientifically, because this is an age when 90% of social and emotional development of a child happens.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
we really need physical schools for the children who are up to the age of 10 or 12 years. And unfortunately, due to pollution or some other reasons, most of the time, schools up to fifth only are, told to be closed or maybe learning through online. I can understand that safety concerns are there on the part of government or maybe the local government machineries. But I think this is a age when a child really need same age group people, because they are growing, they are learning from each other, and teachers are their role model at this age. So teachers, when they enter the class, they have to be cheerful, they have to be excited about learning process, because children are going not to learn from their words, but they are going to learn from the energy the teacher is giving in the class. And most of the schools, what do we feel like? The teachers from the pre-primary wing, they are everywhere. In the morning, disciplinary duties; in the evening, dispersal duty. If there is any event in the school, so they are, again, group, they are given the task of decoration of the school, art and craft. And this is, I honestly, as a school principal, I really oppose this kind of culture. Rather, they should be given plenty of time to come up with the innovative ideas and to work on each and every child to the depth they can do. So if there are 25 children in class nursery, the task is much more than having 60 students, let's say, in class 6th or 7th. So we have to, as the school leaders, as educational leader, we have to give them support. We have to understand their task is very challenging. At the same time, we have to manage parents and support our teachers, their time, their privacy, and their contribution to the education.
ECC teachers should not be given any additional duty.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Because
Minimum. They should
only,
not be the first.
no, no,
Huh.
not a minimum. I make sure in my school why it is like this. Because once your foundation is not strong, you cannot
Mm.
build up the building.
Right.
So it's exclusive in US and Europe. Most competent teachers are placed into KG classes
Pre-primary. Yes.
because first they have to be very emotional connected to the child.
Right.
Second, once they are emotionally connected, only they can take the drive ahead. Otherwise, things are not
Absolutely.
possible. So it's a very, very
Absolutely.
scientific, and we have to realize it.
Would like
I also would like to add here, since parenting is something which is very close to my heart, and in my school, I feel the parents are really involved. And the points that have been given by Rakhi ma'am and Mr. Singh, I would really say here that children, they begin to see and make meaning of the world around them through the eyes of their parents and teachers. So both of them, I think it's a very this collaboration is a concept which needs to be implemented, and once you implement it, the results are fantastic here, because early learning works best when school and home, they speak the same language. So here, parenting, if I talk about parenting, I feel it is very, very challenging. Sometimes it is rewarding, at times it is defeating, happy, depressing, exciting, and so many other emotions. Why? Because it's important to remember that parents, they face difficulties in different proportions. I would say here, maybe something which seems minor issue to one person can feel monumental to another. And if I take example, because every parent, like we feel that if they have one or two children, so the entire focus goes on the child only. Suppose your child refused to do homework for the sixth day in a row, or your fourth grader doesn't listen when you ask them to switch off the mobile or turn off the TV, and your 3-year-old maybe wages a World War III at the dining table every night, So, and if we look at the present scenario where parents are there, they are really exhausted and due to their long working hours and these digital distracts and financial pressures. And over the time, I feel the older and the stricter methods of parenting and teaching have also been changed, and they worked maybe well years ago, but as we have evolved and we have designed methods now, so they work better for our generation. And being good or ideal parents or teachers, now it is not that easy, and we all the more we learn each other as we go along. And it's important that how we are preparing this generation, especially for the global world, if I talk about. And it's very important because every conference, every webinar that we attend, this is the question which is being raised, that especially when we are living in this digitized era, that how we make the children think, how we make them dream, how we make them feel, because with both their minds and hearts, because this generation now, if we say alpha generation, it's going very fast, and they are very smart children now. So both parents and teachers, they play a very, very important role. A child comes and spends 6 hours with the teacher, rest of the time with the parents. So it's very important to educate parents too. And this is what I do on Saturdays. It's a parent day for us in our school, where we hold parent academies, we do coffee mornings. It's a kind
Yes.
of informal session with the parents, so that we understand their challenges to raise children. And this is how, as together in collaboration, because we know that parents are our partners, and to improve the learning outcomes, to raise these children in a better way, so it's better we discuss and we come on to some ideas, great suggestions which we implement. And even in our all events, I would say parents' involvement is very, very high. And when parent involvement is high, the child also takes a lot of pride when the parent come and participate in whatever events the school.
Yes.
So it creates a very positive impact on the child's mind. And if we do parent academy also, so certain concepts, because sometimes it happens teacher takes the concept in a different way, and what a teacher can create in the classroom, the parent is not efficient to do that. So we take these kind of sessions where the parents, they become, we treat them as students, and this is how we take certain sessions with them, which really empowers them. And we also have certain modules for parents where we conduct workshops and all these sessions with them, so that they are more involved than ever in their child's education journey. So this collaboration basically decides how we want to upbring our children and how we want to educate them.
Ma'am, as you were talking about, the parent collaboration. So just one thing, like I would, can you give one message to the for the parents, one advice for the parents, like for the early childhood education, so that they can, start it implement from their home itself.
Okay. So I think the message I gave it very clear. The child parent has to be really involved in the child's educational journey. It's not just sending the school and their job is over. I mean, they need to come up with such questions even if they are working. So they need to see how they take out that quality time for the child, whether they are sitting over meals, or whether they are just talking, just to know what the child did in the school, how was the day, any challenge the child faced, any problem which the parent can discuss. Because now it's parents, they have to be their friends, they have to be their co-teachers. And even the teacher's role for that matter has also evolved. Now teacher is no more a facilitator or a guide. The teacher herself is a co-learner, and it is her job to ignite that curiosity in the classroom, how the environment which the teacher creates for the child, where she gives that freedom to the child to ask questions, to express freely, to express their emotions. When this kind of environment is created in the classroom, the child feels that joy, that love for learning, and this stays for lifelong. And this is not something which now, since there is a paradigm shift from the concept to the competency. This is how we ensure that the competencies are also developed, since the now the report card that which the child has, it's more than 74 competencies now. So this is a process, and how we make this process, how we make the classrooms as happy, safe, learning environment for the children, it is all in the hands of teacher. And how she, it's very important also that the children, the curious classroom celebrates exploration and even allows students to see their mistakes as a part of learning process. This is how you inculcate a growth mindset. So, nurturing this kind of relationship with children, be it parents or be it teachers, it's just to get fully involved with them, listening children to listening to the children. And it's very important that the parents and teachers, they both should listen to the children, getting to know each child individually. For teachers, observing them, how each child thinks, how they reason, how they respond to different situations. As I just remember right now, Mr. Singh was talking about, or you, I think, posed a question that if a child is weak, then how do we handle it? So it's very important, first of all, to understand and to accept that each child is unique and each child has its own pace of learning. And how a teacher plans a lesson, how she organizes the classroom, how she creates that vibrant learning corners in the classroom, where the child learns at their own pace and responds differently in the same situation. It can be possible. So these classroom learning experiences should connect with children's life and understanding. And you use so many things here to create that environment, whether you do it through stories, you do it through rhymes, songs, games, craft material. So this is a journey. How we make this journey interesting for the child, it all is dependent on the teachers and the parents.
Those are the great advices you shared, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. Now let's hear from SK sir. Sir, what is the biggest mistake school should avoid in early childhood education? I just want
Actually,
the answer in one line if you can.
one line with two example, I'll tell you. Two example, real example. One is when first time I visited Brazil. Brazil is the only country in the world who provides baby milk. Government of Brazil allow mothers, even newborn baby are kept in the school. Whenever mother wants to take the baby, they can take during the school time. Whatever food is given, care, utmost care. Matlab, imagine a newborn baby is kept in the school. So from the birth onwards, entire health and education is taken care by the government of Brazil. So 3 to 4 component you can observe. I'm talking about 1 year baby, 2 year baby, 3 year baby, and training is being given. So while interaction, first thing, the child's food and nutrition. What is to be given, what is not to be given. Guided like हमारे यहाँ टीकाकरण का बनाते हैं, वहाँ पे food and diets chart मिलते हैं. Maximum parent, they keep the baby after means maybe after 6 months or 1 year they start going to the regular nearby the Krachar school. They have AC rooms, they have everything what is being required. 1 year baby, they communicate with each other. You will not believe. They have different kind of world. Here parent is doing mistake by guiding with the method of misguiding. Because there is no formal education for parenting in India. So first we have to explore what makes my baby happy. What is being taught in India, that is called discipline. Keep quiet, sit down, don't cry. Either pampering, take mobile and see the YouTube and child is happy. This is one biggest. Then it comes to the first was called physical development. Second was the social and emotional. Social, not with the mother and father, not with the nanu and nani. Social among the peer group. How child reacts. Have you seen sometimes कि दो छोटे बच्चों को छोड़ दो और दूर से वॉच करो. उनकी अपनी कम्युनिकेशन की लैंग्वेज है. उनके अपने हंसने रोने की केमिस्ट्री है. So the biggest mistake we do, we try to impose the way we were growing up. And this is the 21st century biggest threat for parents and for the society. Third, they have their symbolic language. We have never noticed. Hardly your language required. A good school cannot teach child without the mother language, our mother tongue. So it is very hard and very difficult for a mother teacher. आप छोटे बच्चों के साथ अंग्रेजी बोल के क्या सिखा लेंगे? आप आपका तो इमोशनल कनेक्ट ही नहीं होगा. I still remember when I used to go, I was in Middle East, लैंग्वेज टू मलयालम एंड तमिल के बच्चे अच्छे थे, तो मुझे केजी में जाने के बाद वड़क्कम सुखमानो, वड़क्कम दैट इज द तमिल एंड सुखमानो. So they think, oh, someone has come who is known to us. So this is called emotional connect. And with emotions only you can take them along. Then your all cognitive development, numeric skills and other things you can develop with them. So कहते हैं stimulation क्या है कि once you connect someone you can be effective. So
But
parents' biggest threat is the training. They should go by the latest best practices. They should not go the by way they have experienced their life. This is the message for the parents.
So, sorry to interrupt in between. One point, is there, as you were saying, multi-language, but there are many CBSE schools who are not allowing any other language apart from English. And even uh, before 2-3 months, I was at some place, and one child was there. He was in third or fourth, I guess, and I was just discussing, like, he was like English only. We can only speak in English in the school. So
Nay,
what I do, I just keep quiet. I just keep quiet.
clear
Otherwise,
cut.
there is
So
a fine.
they are doing crime. ECCE multilingual teaching is required. Primary multilingual teaching is required. Even in 11th and 12th, mathematics teacher can teach in mother tongue, either Udiya, either Malayalam, either Haryanvi, either Punjabi. You cannot develop the concept. Language for communication is English, that is up to one. I allow my 11th and 12th. Once I realize कि अगर पंजाबी वाला पंजाबी में बोलता है तो जी बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आ जाता है. See, translation method will not work for the real education. जिस स्कूल में आप गए थे या जिस प्रिंसिपल को आप मिले थे वो क्राइम कर रहे हैं बच्चों के साथ.
Your take on this, Sonama?
I feel no, because since NEP now promotes multilingualism,
Yes.
and this it very clearly states that children they learn best in the mother tongue when they are taught in mother tongue. So everywhere it is like this, that there is no force. Of course, the medium obviously will remain English in their future years of education also, but early childhood education is emphasizing always on the mother tongue. Of course, children they come from diverse backgrounds, and teacher has to be equipped to handle all different kind of children here. But the medium and the focus is always on mother tongue.
So
Yeah,
now,
that's
what do you think?
what
If let's
Mr. Singh.
suppose, like it is from, like it is for everyone. If let's suppose multi-language you are saying, you are talking about. So what do you think? Like later on, does it affect the communication skill? Like if we allow multi-language at the starting, or if let's suppose take an example, there is one school who are not allowing multi-language at the starting. They are just talking like only English language is allowed, and there are other schools who are taking the classes and allowing multi-language. So is there any difference in the growth in terms of communication at the later years?
No, it not in terms of growth here, in terms of children growing in a free environment. I mean, you are impacting somehow their development. If we talk about the 5 developmental domains, because children they understand best in the mother tongue, whatever the mother tongue is here. And multilingualism, why we say, because they come from diverse backgrounds. As sir was saying that somebody he entered the classroom, he used some kind of Odissi
Yeah.
language. The children, they could connect. So if you want the children to connect with you, it's very important to talk to them, speak to them in their language. And once they enter the formal system of schooling, then they are definitely, the medium would be English, and they will be learning Hindi also. They will be learning other languages also. There are a third language also which the children they learn. So that's given a, that is, that kind of formal schooling has a structure. So children they learn in that structure, and this is how they uh, are able to perform also. But early childhood education doesn't need any structure. It is
Yes,
more about
exactly.
developing their skills, developing their domains, and the focus is on holistic development, Panch Kosha Vikas, which we say. So it is more on that. So this is how the classroom environment and the teaching learning process it
It's,
becomes.
Sona ma'am,
Uh,
I think this pass and fail word has already been taken
no, no,
out.
no, no. We no. The focus is more on the marks now.
So
Nobody.
what kind of assessment you are doing? Your
No, then
assessment?
we no. It's about this instilling a growth mindset.
Exactly,
When we
exactly.
say growth mindset means they know that they if they are doing a mistake they will rectify it also. एक बच्चा जब वो टावर बनाता है और वो बार बार गिरता है तो then he applies his I would say problem solving ability that the base has to be maybe if he has to add more blocks to the base so that's how his tower will become stand and become erect. So this is how you develop these critical thinking problem solving skills through stories also you do that and I mean we teach sustainability also for that matter in early years through a storybook. We have our own in-house storybook also created for that because this is a stage where you can really strengthen their roots, where you can really strengthen them and I mean, you can just make them strong now for the world that is going to come ahead in front of them. So the environment they are in, this is how we strengthen from the early years on. So I don't think language here becomes a barrier because from early years whatever language you give them they'll understand, they'll learn. They are very easy, quick, as I said earlier also, and very very active, and they learn very quickly. We sometimes underestimate children thinking that maybe this is not age appropriate, but I have experimented this. I mean, whatever you tell them to do, it's just like a wet clay. The way, whatever way that you want to create that mold, it will shape up. So it all is applicable for the early years only.
Actually, language, if you're talking, I'll give you example real which has happened. Class ninth admission, Udia medium students came, both girl and boy are a scholar of the school, okay? The question paper which was given to them for the entrance examination, they got 50% marks. I called science teacher. I asked them, "Okay, have you explained them the question?" No one will do that. Normally, no one will do that.
Pause. Yeah.
You will not believe a science teacher has explained the question, they were able to score more than 90%. Now you tell
Yeah,
me
that's
as a
true.
principal, which bylaw says that I cannot admit a child who has studied in Odia medium.
No, nowhere it says.
This is
Yeah.
what, so that is very sensitive issue. Honestly, we are doing injustice with the children on the name of language. All the mathematics toppers of the university are not coming from the English medium students. All the PhD students of the physics, chemistry, or the psychology are not coming from the English medium school. So language is just a myth which we have to break it as early as possible.
See, now the focus is not on the content, it's all about learning by doing. There is
Exactly,
too much
exactly.
stress and focus on experiential learning. This is how children they learn, they learn and they apply that concept, whether it is mathematics or any other subject. So it's all about whatever you have understood, so you apply that. How you are applying that knowledge. It's not about the concept or the content. So it's all about application of your knowledge and your understanding.
So these are the biggest takeaways for today's session. One is, as a school, we need to allow multilinguals, and second is, like as ma'am said, there those are the years, their foundations will be. So we need to understand, like there are childrens, who love playing. There are children who loves academics. So there are different children, and based on their like behave, we can mold them, right? So these are the takeaways, like I remember from today's podcast. Is there anything you can add on, ma?
So that's very right. I think multilingual approach is a right approach because the role of a language is to communicate. So the primary goal of any language is communicate. And as far as my experience is, like in India, why there is a problem? Because we are a country where diversity in language is very high. So probably that is a reason that English serves as a common medium of language.
Yes, yes. Link.
If you go to South, yeah, if you go to South, rarely people speak English and understand, sorry, Hindi. they rarely understand and speak Hindi. But yes, English can work as a common basic language. And for early child, as ma'am said, I really like the idea of parent academy.
Yeah.
So this is really great. Parents really need to learn how to tackle this generation of kids, because now the concept of teaching learning has changed from rote learning to skill based learning. So definitely now parents should stop comparing their children from other child. Number one. Number two, stop comparing how our time was, how we did our learning process, how we were the scholars of our class, and how their kids are not probably on the same boat. And moreover, I really strongly believe and think that this is a point age when parents can really help school understand what is the USP of that child. So every child has some inner call. There is an inner calling, and in school, let's say there are 25, 30 of 40 students, so it's little a challenge for a teacher to actually understand what could be the unique point of the child. But parents, if they give quality time to their kids, be the role model, at least one meal without phone and without television, so I'm
Right,
sure
right.
parents can actually help school to understand, identify the potential of the child, and then schools can help the child to give relevant platform. And that is why we can see nowadays very young people are doing well at very young age, like taking from chess champion and youngest cricketers. Why? Because somehow the schools have given that opportunity to the student at the early age as that of our time. So this is what I feel. And thank you so much for giving me platform to give my opinions, and wonderful learning from both the respected principals and educators.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you so much to our panelists for sharing such honest and real stories. I'm sure many schools who will listen this podcast will see their own classrooms in the examples which we discussed or shared today. So thank you so much.
And thank you, Sona ma'am. I think it has been a very, practical based approach, and that's what the objective we are keeping. So connect and own global edu leaders. Connect and own. Again, I'm repeating because forum is all yours now.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. It was a pleasure to really add my inputs here.
And
Thank you, Sona ma'am.
special
Really
to be
learning,
she's taking,
great learning from you.
I can observe from 6 7 episodes she's taking more standard of emotional connect higher and higher. Yesterday podcast was very scientific. Today we
You
have
know,
to the real
I just,
approach.
yeah, towards the end, I just would like to share a very small, my latest experience with these children.
Actually,
I
that is required.
I organized, I mean, hosted our annual day celebration, and I have these very young children, aged from 3 to 6 years. And while I was deciding on the theme, so I was really inclined towards taking Chanakya as a theme. Initially I was in a dilemma that whether the children would be justifying to it or whether they'll be able to portray what I'm expecting out of them. But you won't imagine the kind of work that they did, the performance, and especially the character Chanakya with all his nitis and everything which he performed. They all got standing ovation, and parents, they were full of praises and appreciation. I mean, that day I realized that there is nothing that they cannot make possible. We just have our blockages in our mind that they are too young, they won't be able to do it. But once you develop that connect with them, they have very absorbent minds. They are ready, they are yearning to learn, they are ready to absorb new knowledge, new vocabulary. And just a 5-year-old child, the number of lines that he learned, that was so remarkable. It was unbelievable for me also, because every day I was thinking, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? But then the trust and the bond and the connect I had with those children, talking to them every day, speaking to them, and they did wonders. I mean, I really can't tell you. It was such a complicated theme which we presented on stage, But every parent was in awe. Like there were 600 parents sitting in the auditorium, even the management. I mean, the kind of wonder they did. So I think nothing is impossible for them. We just have to trust them. We just have to, I would say here, we can give anything to them. They would do it, they would perform it. And it's just important is just to have that connect, which you were saying earlier. Any language, anything that you give them, they will do it. So there
Yeah,
is.
I think Sonam, it's a really memory lane now. I still remember one of my experience of biggest school. This, LKG, UKG parents come with the big vehicle because they don't send children in the normal school van. They're very passionate and they're very connected. So all my school gate, they will come with the big SUV, Fortuner, this, that, and all. And I got upset ki what is going to happen, and there is a heavy traffic jam. My admin officer was failed, my transport manager was failed, sending circulars and all. One day idea came to me. I went to the KG class, especially because after school opens, half an hour they start coming. केजी के बच्चों को ग्राउंड में लेके आया. आई आस्क्ड देम कि आई नीड योर हेल्प विद द चॉकलेट. बोले सर क्या करना है, मतलब जस्ट. मैंने कहा अगर पापा गेट पे रॉन्ग साइड में पार्क करते तो तुमने नहीं उतरना है. आप इमेजिन करो अ स्कूल विद द 2400 वेयर आई हैड अराउंड 300 स्मॉल किड्स. बच्चों ने अमेजिंग कि इफ यू पार्क द व्हीकल रॉन्ग आई विल नॉट गेट डाउन. हु टोल्ड? प्रिंसिपल सर टोल्ड. माय स्कूल एंड माय रूल. मतलब इट वाज अमेजिंग. मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा था. आप समझ सकते हैं ना बड़ी गाड़ियों में चलने वाले लोगों का एटीट्यूड क्या होता है.
And teacher and children, they listen more to their teachers than their parents. Yeah.
नहीं, उनको सिर्फ बताना था दिस इज रॉन्ग एंड योर स्कूल योर रूल. मतलब यू विल बी द गार्डियन ऑफ द स्कूल. सी मतलब यूकेजी के बच्चों और फर्स्ट ने पापा wrong parking I will not get down. Not here, shopping mall, anywhere wrong parking I will not get down. So this is मतलब आज 10 साल पुरानी बात मुझे याद आ गई. क्योंकि वो एसयूवी फॉर्च्यूनर के पेरेंट्स को हैंडल करना, आई एम सॉरी दोज हु आर लिसनिंग, forgive me.
No, these are the memories for life, I would say.
Exactly. They are the best volunteers
created. So
thank you, Ruby. Ruby is busy looking at कि हम तो experience कितना depth में, but actually this is the learning. This is the
Yeah, I'm also learning, and I'll apply these learning to my child.
You will be the student of the Sona ma'am, special for Parent Academy, first one.
Sona ma'am, when I'll meet you in IIT Delhi, आप मेरा registration करा लेना.
Sure.
Actually, we should talk on this topic. Honestly, we should talk on. This is all transformation.
Even as a parents also, every parents want to do best for their children. वो awareness का हमेशा requirement रहता है. Right now I don't know about the schools what kind of awareness I can get, or but अभी जब तक school नहीं होता, it's like कि which is the better platform where we can learn. तो वो रहता है.
Actually, you can connect people, either small baby, either even human being, with favor, not fear, which we have to understand. Do that favor, give them that freedom. How it's like कि be like a net, कि if they will fall on the net. और वही बच्चा लाइफ में एक्सेल करता है. अगर आपने उनको गिरने नहीं दिया ना, तो आप बार बार उनको उठने से रोक लेंगे. This is what very simple thing. Allow them to explore, allow them to take risk. क्या हो जाएगा? गिरेंगे नहीं तो उठेंगे कैसे? This is what required at early stage. बच्चों को बाहर खेलने नहीं दे रहे हैं लोग, फ्लैट से बाहर नहीं निकाल रहे हैं, पार्क में इतने प्रोटेक्टिव हैं, उसके साथ मत जाना, बस्ती वालों के साथ मत जाना. अरे लैंग्वेज इज जस्ट रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ योर इमोशन. कभी आपने छोटे बच्चों को देखा है छोटे कुत्ते के साथ या बेबी डॉल के साथ खेलते हुए? उसकी अपनी लैंग्वेज है. आप दूर से देखो, उसको बेबी डॉल ही दे दो जो लिविंग नहीं है, उससे भी वो बच्चा बात कर रहा होता है. तो वी आर द ह्यूमन बीइंग.
या इवन विद द चिल्ड्रन ऑफ सेम एज. मतलब माय बेबी जस्ट 8 month old, बट जब भी कोई छोटे बच्चे होते हैं तो उसकी अपनी ही लैंग्वेज और अपनी एक्साइटमेंट.
मैं तुम्हें वीडियो कहीं मैंने रिकॉर्ड किया हुआ है. मैं ब्राजील गया, मैं देख के जिंदगी में कि अगर मैं यहाँ ये नहीं देखा तो वो सब अपनी अपनी एज में मस्ती में बात करते हैं. मतलब उनको कोई लैंग्वेज नहीं आती, कोई ABCD नहीं आता. They are not speaking in Portuguese or any other language. मतलब उनकी अपनी खुद की, छोटे बच्चों की अपनी लैंग्वेज होती है जो खुद से डेवलप करते हैं वो. तो स्कूल तो ऐसा प्लेस है जो थोड़ा सा सेफ्टी सिक्योरिटी करके उनको छोड़ दो, जो करना है. जो फिंगर ऑन लिप्स करते हैं टीचर, मेरे को बहुत गुस्सा आता है. आई एम सॉरी, आई
डूइंग ब्लंडर्स.
हाँ कि मैडम ये मत करो, बाकी सब करने दो. मैं क्लास में जा रहा हूँ, आप डिसिप्लिन दिखा रहे हैं. मुझे क्यों चाहिए डिसिप्लिन? अरे डिसिप्लिन जब बड़े होंगे तो चाहिए। और डिसिप्लिन भी एक प्रोटेक्टिव एटमॉस्फेयर में कभी आप फ्री डेवलपमेंट नहीं कर सकते। यू कैन नॉट जंप, ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग। प्रोटेक्टिव मतलब हाथ पैर तो खुले होने चाहिए ना जंप करने के लिए। दिस इज व्हाट द लाइफ इज। So thank you so much. I think we have extended 10 more minutes.
Thank you.
But
Thank
too
you
good.
so much.
Good takeaways.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So catch you and see you. Rakhi.
yeah, thank you. Thank you.
हाँ,
It was a
बताओ।
great
हाँ,
session.
and Ruby, Rakhi is connecting with my seniors. Of course, seniors are seniors. That's all the life is. So sometimes they don't respond because they are busy. Sometimes they take that privilege. Same thing with the children care. Utmost care is study about kids behavior. हम लोग बड़े हो गए ना, बेंड हमारा नहीं रह गया है। हम बच्चे बन ही नहीं सकते। उनकी इमोशंस को समझने के लिए हमको, इसीलिए सबसे हैप्पीएस्ट लाइफ होती है केजी टीचर्स की, इफ दे आर रियल टीचर्स। हम हमेशा खुश। और डू यू नो, आउट ऑफ 8 skills 5 skills आर रिक्वायर्ड फॉर नो केजी टीचर्स। उनको गाना आना चाहिए, उनको डांस करना आना चाहिए, उनको एक्टिंग आनी चाहिए। दीज आर द कंपोनेंट। उनको अच्छी अंग्रेजी आती है, मेरा तो क्राइटेरिया ही नहीं है, ऑनेस्टली नहीं है। मैडम आपको गाना आता है, आपको डांस करना आता है, आप कोई ऐसा जादूगर वाला काम कर सकते हैं जिससे बच्चे आपके फैन हो जाए। दिस इज व्हाट द रिक्वायर। ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच। सो थैंक यू रूबी एंड थैंक यू सोना। अच्छा लगा, बहुत अच्छा लगा,
Thank you, Sona ma'am. Thank you, Rakhi ma'am.
दिल से बातें हुई आज।
Thank you.